Set Ablaze has caused, really difficulty.
Yes.
And,
can you speak to that a little bit?
Sure.
Because that it really is true. We can't deny that has happened.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think that's a place to start,
Yeah.
right? There needs to be a true recognition of reality.
Yeah.
So we talked about what's the reality of, here's our priest resources, and we're trying to do all that alignment. But it's also the reality that this has created a lot of hardship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the dear people of God, especially those, who don't have Sunday Masses anymore at their place, or other significant changes, and even the priests needing to drive so much more, especially those in our rural areas. So it's not just the challenge for the laity, it's a challenge for the clergy, consecrated that are assisting. So, I think it's really important that I, as bishop, acknowledge that. And that's been one of the heaviest things in my heart, is because I see the suffering because of, they'll send letters in, communications, and our staff receive those, the clergy receive them, and they share insights from what they're experiencing with the hardship. So it's just really, really important to acknowledge this has been really, really hard. And you laity especially out in the parishes have really been in my heart, and our clergy, because it's so hard for everybody.
Yeah. So let's just talk about that for one more minute.
Sure.
So there are some areas where parishes do not have Mass anymore. How can we as lay people, the priests, they're doing the best they can through their pastoral work and their ministries to help those people. But we as lay people have a responsibility here too. So what should we be doing if that is a reality in our pastorate?
So I'd say number one, continue to pray, right? We need the spiritual help, because when there's great difficulty, we need to rely upon the grace of God. We got to ask God for grace. We have to trust that He's going to give us the grace. Secondly, it's extremely important in my mind that the laity have really reviewed the Set Ablaze stuff on the website or Bishop's Bulletin, that they're understanding why.
Yes.
Because if we don't get the why, it's going to be that much more frustrating, discouraging, confusing, misunderstandings, right? Mm-hmm. So pray, really understand the purpose, be engaged, study it, learn it. And then in light of that to say, okay, it's kind of like, the beautiful response, here I am, Lord, I come to do your will, right? And then assisting the clergy, offering help, trying to be as understanding as possible, and really praying through, especially Lent's, I think, a great time for us. Pray through that hardship, that loss, the sufferings, the difficulties, the change, the things you don't like about Set Ablaze. To Lord, please help me through this, right? Because change is really hard. Yeah. And, but to be filled with hope.
Yeah. And I know you did this was maybe a month or two ago, you did a video in a tractor. I can't remember who it was with.
Yep.
But you talked with them about their experience of moving. And I think one of the things we have to remember as laity is we have to actually help each other, be welcoming in our parishes. And, there are people who are suffering out there, and we need to reach out to them, welcome them in our parishes, whatever it is you can do. And actually, that's the community part.
Yes.
Really.
Good point.
We
That's
have a
great
responsibility in that too. We shouldn't just wait for our pastor to think of something to do.
Yeah.
So
I love it when I hear the creativity, for example, those places where they no longer have Mass, that people from the other parish or parishes are actually trying to journey with them, whether it's the welcoming, engaging them, whether it's, assisting them in their journey of significant change. We want everybody to know that there is a place for them to worship, to be together in community. It's different, and it's really hard to make those changes, especially if it's your home parish.
Yep.
And I've experienced that in my own life. So it is a very real thing. So the laity can be super helpful. Hey, reach out to everyone you know that was in that parish where they don't have Sunday Mass and check in. How are you doing? What can I pray for you? Yeah. I'd love to, meet you after Mass and let's have breakfast or lunch or whatever. So I agree that is where we need the faithful to especially be helpful to us.
I know my mom is in a small parish that closed right before Set Ablaze. It was actually from the 2014, and so she's been trying a few different parishes, and the one that they merged with, she's been going to the most. And she said at first it was a little rough, but it's gotten much better. And the people have been very welcoming, and she's starting to get to know people. So this is possible, and that was a very rough thing. I mean, this was a full-on parish closure. So it is possible to find kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to keep working at it, I think.
It's a great point. You have to work on it and try to just understand and accept that which I can't change, and they can't change. In a sense, we only have the resources we have.
Yep.
And so that's where there can be understanding, and then, okay, let's make the best of the situation.
Yes, totally.
Let's actually engage, not disengage.
Yes.
Disengage in a helpful way, spiritually for ourselves, and helping others.
Yeah.
And then making the decisions to let's get invested in that
Yes.
next community, and let's go out of our way to welcome those who are in transition.
Yeah.